Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to the Big Man on Campus Sports Betting Podcast. I'm your host, the Big Man on Campus. Today, we'll take a look at some baseball, kind of mosey on forward as we get into some master stuff. I got my guy on. He's going to be coming on here in just a second. Our boy Alex. He's going to be coming on talking a little Masters. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. Make sure you get in and hang out with us here tonight. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Again, going to have to kind of keep this audience afloat after basketball ends. I know a lot of people take kind of their lunch pail and head on home and take the summer off. But winners never sleep here. We try to put out great information regardless of the season. Interesting day today for sure. A lot of interesting stuff has happened over the last 24 hours. And, you know, I know a lot of people are going to come and ask me about my bookie. Again, I really kind of say my piece and have said my piece on it. I have, again, never had a problem with my bookie. I know a lot of people today are kind of having to kind of reaffirm kind of where you're going to go and what they're going to do. But I again want to make it very clear. I would highly recommend to anyone that gets a sports book or does something in sports betting with an account, make sure you're reading the print. Make sure you understand what rollovers are. Make sure you understand what bonuses are. You can definitely decline bonuses. That's definitely an option as well. It's always very much asked if you even want a bonus. So you definitely have to make sure you're looking over that stuff. But again, I really didn't have anything to do with what went on yesterday. But I will say this. I guess, my bookie has some questions to answer on certain things, but, I will say this, like I said yesterday, I've had never any problems with them. So that's kind of where I stand with that. As far as today with baseball, we have kind of series continuing. We're going to do some Masters talk. If you have any comments or questions and you want to talk about anything in particular, feel free to get in touch with us on the show. Make sure you hit the like button and look, continue to retweet the show. Try to get it out to people that maybe don't know that it's on, and just try to continue to grow the show here at 5 o'clock. What we're going to do now is I'm going to kind of get into some Masters talk. I'm kind of excited about this. I got into golf betting, I don't know, about 6 months ago. Well, back into last season, actually. So whenever last season was, whenever I kind of started, I kind of dipped my toes in and decided that it was kind of something fun that I enjoyed doing. And I started kind of getting into the game a bit more and, gave it a try. And I've won a couple of the tournaments. I'm starting to learn more and more about golf every day. And I'm kind of excited to talk golf coming up. We got a lot of, what do you got, 87 players in this tournament. And I'm looking to find one of them that's going to be our winner today or this week. So we'll have our guest join us in just a second. We'll go into some baseball a little bit later as well, and try to find a winner. So a couple people in here. I thank you for joining us. Quickly with baseball tonight, definitely looking towards maybe a shot with the Yankees. I feel like anytime you can get the Yankees at plus money with James Paxton, I'm interested. It's just that simple. But we'll get into the baseball in just a second. I'm just kind of at this point waiting for our guest to join us, and there he is. He is Alex from Hoboken. He's a guy that I know knows a ton about golf, and I made sure I got in touch with him today and was hoping that he'd come on and talk a little Masters with us. What's up, man?
What's going on, Jeff? Thanks for having me on.
Good. Yeah, good to have you, bro. You and I've kind of went back and forth for a while. You were actually, if I remember this correctly, you won the contest we had on the old radio show, didn't you? If I remember correctly.
I did on WCKG show, the $100. Yeah.
Yeah, that was you,
Trivia.
right? The trivia, right? Yeah, trivia. You were kind of the one we picked. I again picked it out of a hat. We had like 40 people in there. You were one of the guys we picked. So good to have you. Obviously, I'm a fairly new golf bettor. It's always something that, like I've said before, I've been on. I did a hit today with a radio station, and I said, if you told me 2 years ago I'd be talking about golf, I would have told you you're crazy. But do you actually enjoy golf, or do you just like to bet on golf?
Oh yeah, golf's been in my life for a long time. I actually played in high school. I'm 30 now, so I've been playing for years. I got heavy into betting golf about 6 7 years ago. And there's nothing like the Masters, man. I mean, growing up every Sunday afternoons watching with my dad and my grandpa. That was just a lot of good memories for the Masters. I'm always pumped up for this tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was a kid, I remember my own grandpa, who I've talked about candidly, my personal life. He kind of got me into sports. I remember every Sunday he would watch golf. He was a big Tiger guy, and that was back when when I was a kid and when you were a kid, Tiger was kind of in his forefront. So it's kind of interesting. I never got like kind of into it, but I guess just with other sports and that kind of thing. But all right, Alex, we got to 87 golfers here. Obviously, you have the par three contest today. Just kind of looking at it, I'm going to first ask you. You look at Tiger's odds. I mean, I think they're incredibly low. I mean, as far as Tiger hasn't won this tournament in 14 years. I mean, you're basically pricing him as the fourth favorite in this tournament. That's way too high for Tiger, isn't it?
Yeah, I will say I do have some action on him just because, sentimentally I can't miss out on it if he does win and not have a piece of it.
Okay,
But
so is that what do you think? Let me ask you. Let me just interject. Do you think most people are betting Tiger on that angle that they're just kind of they want to be there if he does win? Is that
I
why you
do. I
bet
mean, he's
Tiger?
he's going to be a huge public play in the futures market, but I think, I actually do think that he's in the spot in his comeback here where he actually can win this tournament. So, I mean, I don't think I'm not just betting it blindly saying, oh, it's Tiger Woods. I do think he has a really good shot to win this one. But yeah, I mean, the most of the people, and that's why his odds are so short. When he should probably be more around 25 to 1, to be honest. I was hoping to get 20. I got 16 like everyone else.
Yeah, no, that's kind of that was kind of my thoughts as well. I mean, I thought maybe a 25, 30 to 1, something like that. I know certain publications, I want to say maybe Action Network did kind of a ranking of the entire field, and they had I believe Ricky Fowler as number one. You look at kind of the favorites right now. Tiger's in there. Rory's a really small favorite. Real quick as we kind of start out here, if I say to you right now, Alex, who's winning the Masters? Who's the favorite to you? Is it Rory after his Players Championship win?
Yeah, I think he's got to be the favorite. This is the last major he needs to complete the career Grand Slam. He's playing, some of the best golf of his career right now. But I mean, at only what was he 8 to 1? I mean, I'm not betting that, right? I just there's other golfers I like more for the value. I would not argue against him. If anyone said he's going to win. I actually like John Rahm quite a bit. And if you're going to ask me, one golfer to take to win this thing, it's he's my favorite play. I got him at 18 to 1.
Yeah, I actually put him in my I put him in my FanDuel lineup. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm kind of interested in him. He's down to 14 to 1. His best finish was last year. He got fourth. I will ask you this: are you concerned about his behavior at times on the course? I mean, he is a guy that we've seen his temperament kind of all over the place. He's not necessarily your typical, the way you behave. He's not Happy Gilmore, but he,
Yeah.
again, is not someone that has that temperamental, good temper. Do you worry about that at all?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he really should have won that Players Championship. He he's been getting better and better as the years go on. I mean, even last year he had a blow up on I think it was the 14th hole. He made a bogey on the par five. He eagles that hole like a lot of players were doing, and keeps his cool. He might have won last year. So I liked him a lot more before they announced the pairings yesterday, and He's actually playing in Tiger's group right now. So that kind of scares me a little bit more. Can he keep his emotions in check with all the people around? I'm not 100% sure, but I just think you need an all-around game at Augusta, and he really has. He has the all-around game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that and kind of what I've read. breaking news. This is so fascinating. I have to bring this up because, and again, Alex, whether you want to comment on this or not, it's up to you. But breaking news I'm getting here. Barstool has hired the kid that I don't know if anyone saw this, but I guess my bookie, like most of the bookie sites, do like some kind of live show, like a live Periscope. And yesterday they threw this guy into the fire, and I guess he didn't know about what had went on with my bookie in Portnoy, and this guy just, I guess he took it basically. Today, I'm reading right now that according to Barstool, they've hired this guy, and he now works at Barstool as, I guess, their gambling guy, which is what an interesting move. According to this guy, it is his opportunity he's been waiting for. So this guy, Alex, goes from Periscope to Barstool just like that. How about that? What a crazy way to get hired, right?
Yeah, I saw that actually on Twitter. I haven't watched the video because apparently everyone was attacking him yesterday on his live stream because of
Yeah.
the my bookie thing, and apparently it was pretty funny. So I do got to watch that video later when I have when I have 15 minutes.
That's pretty unbelievable. The brand is definitely strong, as they say over there. Masters, back to Masters quickly. I like Justin Rose. What do you think of Justin Rose? Obviously, a guy that has been playing some great golf over the years. Last two starts, he's top 10 both. Any thoughts on Justin Rose? I have him in my lineup. I think his best finish here is second, right?
Yeah, so he just lost to Sergio in the playoff 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, he has good value at 14-1. I have actually a future on him as well. He'll be right there come Sunday. I mean, he's an old kind of veteran at this point. Augusta really fits his game. He's had a lot of good finishes there. So yeah, I think Rose he's definitely a bet on guy for this.
Also, Brooks Koepka. A lot of people talking about him. He's playing some great golf, and he has played some great golf over the years. He's been great in majors. Do you kind of buy into that old adage of, players just play great in majors? Is that players like him just kind of play well in majors? I mean, I also saw some stuff last week or whenever it was that guys that have great seasons generally, and the next season struggle per usual. What do you think about Koepka?
Sorry, trying to get the mute off there. Yeah, I mean Koepka, he really is the type of guy that he elevates his game big time in the majors. He won two in a row, obviously. And he has some decent finishes, right? He finished top 11 in 2017. He didn't play in the Masters last year because of injury. There was that whole joke that Dustin Johnson threw him down the stairs, but yeah, I'm not on him this week. I just think. I want someone that's playing a little bit more consistently, and even though he does show out really well in the majors, I need to see a little bit more from him at Augusta before I bet him at that number. It's showing 20-1 right now.
A lot of sharp money. One of the listeners said a lot of sharp money coming in on Rose, which you mentioned. Matsuyama is an interesting name too. A lot of people are bringing him up. A couple of people talking about Paul Casey. What do you think about Paul Casey? Anything on him?
Yeah, Casey, he's one of the better players to not have won a major. He's right up there with Kuchar and Fowler in that respect. But I'm not on him this week. He has a good history at the Masters. But for whatever reason, he just always has, a bad hole or two that seems to doom him. And even if he comes out to an early lead in the first, second round, he's actually one that, it's not you're going to get the best odds, but a first round leader potentially bet. I like that for him, but I don't have him any futures to win.
Any real long shots? I watched something yesterday, I want to say, where someone mentioned Matt Wallace. I think he's from England. He's never played here, which is obviously kind of I feel like a road to an issue. You can't play a guy that's never played here, right? I mean, that's hard to envision.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it to win ticket on anyone. The last person to ever win here on his first attempt was Fuzzy Zeller. That was 1979. So no first-time winners since then. Only 3 of all time. The others were in the 30s, I think. And there have been some people that have won on their second try. Danny Willett, the first time Spieth won, that was his second go around. I'm not betting Wallace. I have seen a lot of talk about him. I know his game. He's a good player. I think he could do well this week. I would look to him in some of the tournament matchups, perhaps. Who I personally have as my long shot. I mean, I have tickets, I already said Rom and Rose and Tiger, but then I also have Kuchar at 35 to 1. I mean, that's not too long, but he's playing out of his mind right now. He really he has to win a major at some point, and he's number one on tour in greens regulation, which is one of the stats that I really am looking highly at here for this week. It's important to hit these greens. It's very hard to chip around these greens with the different elevations and slopes they have. And in terms of long shots, I got a couple guys. I have 125 to 1. I got Charles Howell the third. So he's an Augusta native. He hasn't played particularly well in the Masters over the years, but he's a grizzled veteran. He's probably playing better than he's ever played in his career right now. And I just think that price, he's a consistent golfer. He may be up there. And then another one which I actually like even more at 150 to 1 is Thorbjorn Olsen. He plays primarily on the European tour. He's having a really good year over there. He's from Denmark. He's a grinder, and he's played at the Masters 2 times. He actually tied sixth back in 2013. He hasn't played since 2014. Hasn't qualified, but he's playing really well, and I just like how his game sets up for the course. So those are my 2 long shots.
I know you're not a big miss or make the cut guy. Let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on? Obviously, sometimes in sports betting, you kind of look to kind of break streaks or things like that. But a guy that I kind of had my eye on, I bet him last week, Billy Horschel. He didn't even make the cut, but he had made the cut in 17 straight starts. I mean, are you a fan of backing guys off bad weeks? I mean, how do you feel about that? Because I can get him at like 5 to 1 to place top 20.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hold too much regard from last week because the Valero is a totally different course that they play on there compared to Augusta. But Horschel's one of those guys too that he seems to be doomed by big numbers at the majors, and that's the one thing that scares me. If he avoids that triple bogey, he definitely has the firepower to take advantage of the par fives, which is something you definitely have to do on these courses. But he's really just been putting out of his mind lately. So if you look into his stats a little bit, it's more been his putting as opposed to how he's been striking the ball. So at Augusta, that scares me. I think you need to strike the ball really well, and you can't rely on good putting, which is one of the reasons I actually, don't love Horschel this week.
Yeah, I'll definitely kind of maybe avoid Billy Horschel. Any other bets you're making this week, Alex, that you kind of want to let us know about?
Yeah, I mean, I have them written down here, but what I got on the as far as tournament matchups go. All right, so I went through already my to win tickets. I have Rom, I have Tiger, I have Rose, I have Kuchar, I have Howell the third, and I have Olsen. Couple top 30 plays I like. Jimmy Walker. He was hurt for not hurt, but he was sick for a while with Lyme's disease. He has a major win. He's played pretty steady at Augusta over the years. Has a lot of experience. Seems to finally be healthy. I think he can definitely top 30, and I got plus 300 on that. So yeah, 3 to 1. That's pretty solid odds for top 30 play for Walker. And then as far as tournament matchups go, I really like a couple plays. So Kiradech Affy Barnrat is his name. I have him matched up against Aaron Wise, and so this is Aaron Wise's first appearance. I got him at plus 121 actually, and this is Wise's first appearance at the Masters. Affy Barnrat's played here a couple times. Wise's form has just been absolutely terrible. He qualified through his win at the Byron Nelson last May, I believe, and he's just been horrible since then. Couple good finishes, but for the moment, missing cuts left and right. I think he's going to be terrible this week, Aaron Wise, and that's what one of the books that I have is offering. And I got a plus money. I love that play as a tournament matchup. And then going back to Jimmy Walker again, I got him minus 106 against Corey Connors. If you know anything about Corey Connors, he won last week at the Valero just to sneak in. Augusta is a course that you really need to know. There's a lot of undulation, much more than you can even tell on TV. I've never been there personally. My father has. He told me it's just crazy, like walking around there, how slopey it really is. And the greens are very, very slopey as well. And so, coming in, winning a tournament on Sunday, coming to Augusta that night, not even knowing you were going to play in the Masters, and now you have to try to like walk the course in 3 days and figure it out with your caddy and come up with a game plan. I'd be surprised if Corey Connors plays well, even though he's a big hitter, which helps here. So those are two of the tournament matchups on right now that I just want to throw out that I like a lot, and I think there's good value on both.
Absolutely great info, man. Now, one more thing before we let you go. You always kind of have interest in some of the older guys. You look at Jim Furyk, who made a run a few weeks ago at the Players. He ended up, finishing second. But you look at Vijay Singh, finished sixth recently at the Honda. I mean, he obviously knows this course well. I mean, he played on it many times. Definitely a guy with a ton of experience. Would you maybe take a shot with VJ and maybe make one of those Jim Furyk type runs? Any interest in that?
Yeah, VJ's played well. I mean, obviously he's a former champion, right? That's why he's here.
I mean, I can get him 12-1 to finish top 20.
Yeah, I was just about to say I don't have the odds up in front of me because I didn't look too far into him. But so 12-1 to finish top 20. I mean that's not bad odds, honestly. I mean,
That's what I thought.
He's been playing good, and he's been playing still decent amount on the PGA Tour, even though he's 56 now. So he's old enough to play in the Champions Tour. But he still plays in the PGA Tour. He actually competes. He almost won a few events back. I forget which one. He was on the leaderboard. Comes out. I mean, he's a grinder. He knows the course better than anyone, and besides probably Tiger. And I think I don't think it's a bad bet for your money right there if you're going to take him top 20.
How about that? I see. Maybe I do know golf a little bit.
Yeah, man, I'm impressed.
Alex, great stuff, man. Really informative. Kind of did this on the fly. I know you're a big golf guy. I came to you. I said, want to get you on. I'd love to get you on more frequently to do some golf stuff. Really good work. Where can we find you? Are you going to post any of this stuff on Twitter?
No, I mean, I'm not. I'm more of just I'm not a big Twitter guy. I want to say on Twitter to follow you and a bunch of other people, so I don't post my picks generally, but I'm happy to hop on anytime you want to talk some golf. My Twitter's @wander_bread, but won't find too many plays there, more just retweets and stuff like that. But I'm happy to hop up anytime to play golf. I bet golf every week, obviously, more so during the big tournaments, the majors and Players and that sort of thing.
Sounds good, Alex. You can follow Alex on Twitter @Wander, WANDER_bread, @WanderBread. Not Wonder Bread, Wander Bread.
Yeah, that's actually my last name, so it's a play on that.
Perfect. I like the thought behind that. That's
all right, man. Thanks for having me on. I'll jump off.
Good. Thanks, pal.
All right.
Good to chat with you. Talk to you. Great info. Really good info. A lot of great matchup props. And how about the little prop one that I gave out on VJ? I'm not playing that. VJ finished top 20. I like that. Why are you guys not talking about Justin Rose? We talked with Justin Rose. Well, it's funny. You come in, you missed it. We talked to Justin Rose. He said he really liked Justin Rose. So, yeah, I agree. I took Justin Rose in my FanDuel lineup, and it'll be someone that I bet. I'm taking Justin Rose. I'm taking John Rahm. I'm going to take that VJ to finish top 20. And I'm going to kind of shore up everything tonight on what I'm taking. But, again, I just do it for fun, guys. I'm not some golf maven. I don't know thousands of things about golf. So if you're going to tail, which again I wouldn't tail. I'm really just doing it because I want to try to hit a big dog. But as far as that's concerned, that's something I'll do, which I'll have tonight. A couple people. Is my bookie actually a scam? No. As far as I know, it's not. Again, I'm not someone that sniffs out scams. That's not what I do. I do believe it is just a lot of people that unfortunately didn't read the rules. Whenever you sign up for a book, I know when I talk about my bookie, whenever you do something, you should always read up on the rollover stuff. The rollover stuff is very much a thing throughout sports betting, whether it's an offshore or a statewide book. I mean, you go to FanDuel, you go to DraftKings, all these places. All of them have rollover requirements. Generally, it's something X the amount. So if you put $100 on and your rollover is 10-1, then you got to do the math and figure out what the rollover is. It's them giving you money and them having you wager enough to recoup the money. It's actually quite fair, really. As far as what went on yesterday, listen, I'm that's not anything that involved me. So what I will say is I would highly recommend, looking into whatever book you use, regardless, going from there. But there were definitely people that came out of the woodwork yesterday, whether that was by choice um, or by whatever. Um, they made their voice heard. So definitely an interesting saga for sure. So maybe Barstool won't hire me now. Hopefully they still maybe will locate me and discover me and give me a chance. But that's pretty cool though. Good for that guy. We all deserve a chance in life. And who would have thought yesterday that when he went on the air to do his show, just like I do mine, or any of us putting content out, you're just looking to get someone to kind of listen to you, and that's just that's cool. I definitely you know I respect that guy. That's pretty cool that he went from being kind of thrown into a fire to making it work. And that's pretty cool of him. I hope he does well. You know, maybe I'll try to get him on my show and do stuff, or maybe I'll try to work with him. Who knows? But very cool stuff, regardless, for that guy. This is directly from Portnoy. I signed Walker to a 1-year deal. He could do more. He's the real deal. He told me he was getting 25 an hour from my bookie, and I said I could do better than that. My eyes lit up like saucers when I saw that. They paid him nothing. How about that? That guy was even making a little money, and look at now. Now he's working for the bottom line. That's pretty awesome. Good for that guy. And I wish him luck. But what else do we have here tonight? So yeah, great Masters preview. Always cool to get someone to talk about something, um, something different. What else do we have here? VJ Singh, top senior, 3-1. Okay, yeah, I like that one. Obviously, we'll have to deal with like Freddie Couples, but I don't think that's crazy. Do I have anything on the NBA tonight? Yeah, my NBA play scratched and clawed and burned yesterday. I kind of went against everyone's thought, but last night the Mavs and the Heat both won. So no, I'm just going to kind of wait for the playoffs. Big man, I respect your hustle and sports consulting service, but Kyle Johnson at Tappers Direct. Hating on you. He said when other bookies like Big Man recommend you to other services, he gets 40% from you. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But again, I'll have to speak to him about that. I'm not a bookie, but okay. I've might have talked to him once in my life, so that's completely unfounded. And frankly, I've talked to him before. He was quite nice. So I don't think he said that, or maybe he did, and he just says I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. So I will go ahead and kind of just, okay, whatever. Thanks for letting me know. What else do we have here? Am I ever going to get someone on to talk NHL playoffs? Yeah, I think there's enough content out there for you to find that yourself. I'm not going to try to sell that I watch hockey. I'm not really interested in it. I don't really like it. There's other guys that do a lot of great hockey content in the business. So, I would obviously recommend, following them and just kind of rolling with them. So, yeah, I don't have much on NHL, and I would recommend guys like Ian Cameron and people like that. So, yeah, I know you're official. Been watching for 5 years. Thank you. I try to be official. But other than that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to kind of just mellow out here. I'll be on Periscope a little bit later. He's trying to say you get a kickback on the losses from my bookie. That's incorrect. That's illegal, and it's something that I do not do. No one does that. A lot of people promote my bookie. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. He should mind his own business. Getting kickbacks is something that you can't do. They don't offer it. So not that, and I wouldn't do it anyway. I promoted my bookie just like a lot of other podcasts do, and that's it. So he should mind his own business. Per usual, some guy that nobody knows is trying to, get his clicks up. I don't know that guy, nor do I really care. So he should just mind his own business. Other than that, guys, we are going to wrap up the show. You all have a great night. Thanks for watching, and we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Make sure you join us for that. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Jeff Native. If you have any questions or comments, you can find me there. If you want to email me, you can email me at bmocsports@gmail.com. Everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.